Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the Grand Prix World Series. My name is Topher Smith, and today it is the end of season party as we host the Macau Grand Prix. The regular season has already finished with the titles won by Sebastian Buemi, Callum Ilott, Prost, and Carlin. 4 championships and 4 victors at the last round at Phillip Island. A huge congratulations to all of those winners. But today we are seeing out the season with the Macau Grand Prix, an invitational only event where the top 13 teams across both leagues have qualified for today's race. Taking a quick look at the entry list for today, like I said, it is the top 13 teams by number of points across both leagues. And top of those teams was Carlin, with Callum Ilott and Ryo Hirakawa competing today for Perry Brown's team. Prema Racing will field Louis Foster and Tomoki Najiri. Prost will have League 1 Drivers' Champion Sebastian Buemi alongside Jean-Eric Vergne. Leighton House goes with his regular drivers of Joseph Newgarden and Earl Bamber, while Andretti Autosports has elected to put Linus Lundqvist in place of Nick de Vries for this race. Lundqvist competing 2 races this season and getting a podium in both of them. So clearly getting some attention from Linus O'Howell, the team manager, and he has put him in for today's Macau Grand Prix alongside Jake Dennis, a race winner this season. Scott McLaughlin and Christopher Bell will go for HRT, while BAR hosts its 2 race winners of Nicholas Latifi and Mahavir Raghunathan, both of them picking up 2 victories each this season. Competing for Arrows will be Oliver Rowland and Felix Rosenqvist. Ram Racing will field Alex Palou and Matt Campbell. Dome will have Nick Cassidy and Ritomo Miata, while at Zach Speed, Mike Smith has elected to put Robin Freins back into the car. The second half of the season was competed by Victor Martins, but Mike Smith decided to give Robin Freins another go and return him to the seats. We'll see how he gets on today. And finally, the last 2 teams, Force India with Jack Aiken and Raffaele Marcello, and Minardi with Scott Dixon and Antonio Giovinazzi, only just qualifying for today's Macau Grand Prix. Well, qualifying was filled with drama, incident and excitement, with a lot of drivers feeling like that they are out of position on the grid for today's race. But at the top of it all, surviving the chaos, is the Andretti of Linus Lundqvist, who takes pole position for today's race, with Earl Bamber and Felix Rosenqvist lapping within half a tenth of the Swedish driver. This could end up being a close race if qualifying's anything to go by. Ryo Hirakawa will start 4th in the Carlin ahead of Scott Dixon in the Minardi, and Robin Freins on his return in the Zach Speed, out-qualifying his teammate and lining up 6th. A great job by the Dutchman. Stoffel van Dorn 7th ahead of Alex Palou, Scott McLaughlin and Matt Campbell rounding out the top 10. In 11th place will be Nick Cassidy ahead of Nicholas Latifi in the BAR. Callum Ilott, our League 2 Drivers' Champion, will start 13th ahead of Christopher Bell in the HRT. Jake Dennis 15th. He will be disappointed to be so far behind his teammate there. Tomoki Najiri alongside his countryman Ritomo Miata in 16th and 17th ahead of Raffaele Marcello, and Sebastian Buemi, the League 1 Drivers' Champion, will be massively disappointed with 19th on the grid, and Joseph Newgarden rounds out the top 20 in the Leighton House. 21st will be Jack Aiken ahead of Antonio Giovinazzi, Oliver Rowland, Louis Foster, Jean-Eric Vergne and Mahavir Raghunathan propping up the field in 26th. Well, last season's Macau Grand Prix was won by Marcus Ericsson. He's not competing today, so we are guaranteed to have a new winner of the Grand Prix World Series Macau Grand Prix. Who will it be? Will it be Linus Lundqvist from pole position, or will he be outdone by someone like Earl Bamber or Felix Rosenqvist right behind him on the grid? Could we maybe even get a lot of chaos and have someone in the second half of the grid coming through to secure victory today? There is only one way to find out, and that is by handing over to the commentary box so we can get this race underway. Tom Cairns, our regular commentator, is ready and waiting to call this one. So Tom, take it away.
It's the second time that the Grand Prix Series is contesting Macau, and it's Linus Lundqvist in the Andretti on pole position as the drivers prepare for one last race, this non-championship race in Macau. The lights are on, lights off, 8 go, with Lundqvist not getting off to the best of starts. It's Earl Bamber who streaks in front in the Leighton House, so a really poor start there for Linus Lundqvist, who's having to tuck into the slipstream. He might be able to get back through ahead of Bamber by the time they get to Lisboa. So it's Bamber who leads the way for the time being. It's the two Swedish drivers, Linus Lundqvist and Felix Rosenqvist, in second and third. Scott Dixon is in fourth place in the Minardi, ahead of Rio Hirakawa. And there you can see Rosenqvist on the inside of Linus Lundqvist into Lisboa, and Rosenqvist is up into second place in the Arrows. So it's Bamber who leads, Rosenqvist second, it's Lundqvist, Dixon, Alex Palou is in fifth place. It's Rio Hirakawa, Robin Frines, Scott McLaughlin, Stoff Van Dorn, and Matt Campbell running out the top 10. So it's been a strong season for Leighton again, although they did miss out on the Drivers and Teams Championships at the expense of Prost, who have radically improved this season. But Leighton will just want to end the season on a high and come away with this prestigious win, even though it won't count towards the championship by any means. No retirement so far. And a change to note for this particular race compared to last year's one is that the race distance has been reduced to 12 laps. It was 20 the first time we came here, but it's 12 this time around. And there's Robin Frines on the inside of Rio Hirakawa, and there's a rear wing gone from Nick Cassidy's dome, and it's the Prema that's run into him. That will be Tomoki Nijiri. So going towards Melko, and yeah, Nick Cassidy's rear wing got knocked off there by the Prema, and that'll be the Kiwi heading into the pits at the end of the lap. And we're right on board with Nijiri from his angle. Yeah, he just came from too far back, didn't slow down in time. I would imagine from race control that he will be hit with a 30-second time penalty. And so, Nijiri does get the penalty. But one lap is done here in Macau. It's Bamber who leads, with Rosenqvist ahead of Lundqvist, and it's Dixon in fourth place in the Minardi. .1 kilometres this Macau circuit. Cassidy comes into the pits. He'll be at the back for the foreseeable future. It is a sprint to the end at this track, and Sebastian Buemi, the Grand Prix Series champion, into the pits as well, and there goes Dennis, knocks into the barrier at Lisboa, and he is out of the race in the Andretti. And it was the Force India that ran into him. Unfortunately, that will be Jack Aiken. And Dennis's race is over on the spot on lap 2. Marcello got up the inside of Dennis, and then the second Force India of Aiken just didn't slow down in time, and that put Dennis out. So Dennis retires from the race. He goes no further. And I'd imagine that Aiken will pick up a disqualification for his part in the incident. And so Aiken is disqualified from the race wherever he finishes. That is subject to appeal. But considering there are no points up for grabs in this one, I don't think team manager Ed Spencer will be too fussed about that. Bamber is leading the way, 1.1 seconds clear over Felix Rosenqvist, who was another one of the championship contenders in League One. Scott Dixon, who's had a season to forget, picks up a race win in Argentina in round 2. He's only made it to the checkered flag on 4 occasions. And the fastest up of the race. Now, Leighton did get pole position at this track last season with Sebastian Buemi, but Marcus Ericsson was the driver that won out for Fonmetal. We know that Fonmetal won't be winning this one because they were not amongst the top 13 highest scoring teams across the two leagues this campaign. And Marcus Ericsson is not even in the field either, so there will be a different winner of this race. Bamber enjoying himself so far. Looking at where the drivers are in the field compared to where they were on the grid. So Lundqvist is down 2. And we're looking at Dixon in the Minardi. Just before I say that, Scott Dixon pulls to the side of the circuit. Doesn't cause any problems for anyone else. And it's his race over, unfortunately. And it's a gearbox problem that has forced him out. Well, Dixon didn't make it to the end of this race last season, and Latifi has also crashed into the barrier at the right-hander, and he's out of it as well. I don't think we'll get a replay on that. I don't know who ran into Latifi, unfortunately, but that's another driver out of this. Twice a race winner was Latifi, including last time out at Phillip Island. But it's race over for him here on lap 3. Lundqvist is down 2 from his grid position. Bamber is up 1. Rosenqvist is up 1. Hirakawa is down 2. As we watch Scott McLaughlin attempt to get by Stoff Van Dorn. Scott Dixon from 5th position on the grid is out of the race. Robin Freins is up 1. Stoff Van Dorn is in the same position as he was before. Alex Palou is up 4. And we're going to lose another driver from this race, and it's the other race winner at Phillip Island, Louis Foster in the Prema. It's been a miserable race already in this for Alex Johnston's team, but they can look ahead to League One next season, hoping for a positive response as Nick Cassidy posts a new fast lap of the race on his fresher rubber. And Buemi, just as I say that, takes that away from him. Foster out of the race on lap number 4. Scott McLaughlin is up 1 position from his starting place, and Matt Campbell is up 1 as well. Tommy Kinijiri is in 10th position with that 30-second time penalty. He'll pretty much drop to last place. Bamber in the lead. We're looking at his Leighton House teammate Joseph Newgarden, whose car had caught fire on the penultimate lap at Phillip Island, which Bamber had nowhere to go. Both of them were out of the race, and that effectively cost Leighton House the team's championship. There's been some race so far of El Bamber, who has taken 2 wins in his debut season. He took victory in Mugello, and the other coming in that car breaker in Zhuhai. 5th place in the championship overall for him. His future is uncertain, and Murphy Ragunathan will be contemplating his future with BAR, even though it's been a successful season for him with 2 wins. He is out of the race at Lisboa. Over the barrier he goes. Lundqvist in 3rd place behind Rosenqvist. So they'll filter their way through this narrow section of Macau. They come towards Melco. This is the most narrow part of the course. And Oliver Rowland has caught trouble in the arrows. And that'll be him off into the pits unless it's a stretch too far for him. Oh, he's cut across on Ritomo Miata, who had to slam on the brakes to avoid running into him. He's got through anyway at Melco, and Jonik Verne needing to get by, which he does so before they get to Fisherman's. And Oliver Rowland will be in the pits at the end of this lap to get the problem seen to by his mechanics. He might be able to go for a fastest lap. Now, for your information, all the teams and drivers, all the cars, are equalised in terms of their reliability points and their brake horsepower. It's been a sensational season, it has to be said, for a neutral. Congratulations to the Prost team and the Carlin squad, who will be racing in League 1 as the League 2 teams champions. Andretti and Prema heading up as well. Contrast, Manor, Marscod, Lola and Pacific will be contesting in League 2. Don't exactly know how the driver market is going to play out with this driver draft system that once again will be utilised to determine who will be where for Season 5. As far as Season 5 is concerned, as Bamber goes through Melco for the 6th time in this race, we'll be going to the Caribbean for the season opener, and it's off to Campo Grande in Brazil for round 2. It's off to La Plata in Argentina, Indianapolis in the USA, Rockingham in the UK, it's Dijon-Bourgogne in France, Jerez in Spain, Mugello in Italy, Hockenheim in Germany for round 9, which will also be the venue for the mid-season test, Poznan in Poland for round 10, Brno, the Czech Republic, Parnu, Estonia, Marrakesh in Morocco, Kyalami, South Africa for round 14, followed by New Delhi in India, Fuji in Japan, Sepang, Malaysia, and the 18th and final championship race will be held in Adelaide, Australia. And following that will be the non-championship Macau Grand Prix round, involving the 13 highest scoring teams across the 2 leagues. We're on lap 7 now, into the second half of the race already. This race has flown by. We've had Merve Regonathan out of the race. Louis Foster, Nicholas Latifi, Scott Dixon, Jake Dennis. 5 drivers retiring already. Jack Aiken also out. Well, he'll be disqualified from the race for taking out Jake Dennis. Mary Slugfist. In 2 race appearances, has finished on the podium in both of them. I can imagine his name will be in the hat for a full-time seat for Season 5. Will that be with Andretti though? Because I can imagine some other teams will be wanting his services. Bamber goes over the line. 2 seconds clear over Rosenquist. See the back straight there before they get to the 3rd corner of the circuit of Lisboa. Right on board with Lundqvist. 3rd place, whilst his teammate Jake Dennis is on the sidelines after a collision with Jack Aiken on the 2nd lap. Let us know who you think will be in contention for the Season 5 Championships of League 1 and 2. Who took victory at Montjuic Park in Spain this season. He'll be gone in for another championship charge in Season 5, wherever he lines up at. ride on board with Jean-Luc Verne, who locks up. He's able to keep going for the time being. It was at Morrish Hill where he made the lock-up at. For the Donna Maria bend. And there you can see the retirement so far. Jonathan Foster, Latifi, Dixon and Dennis. Oliver Rowland in 21st and last place on track. Now Tomek Inajiri, who's running in 10th position, will drop to 18th place potentially. Behind Lundqvist is Alex Blow, who is towards the front of the field for once, given Ram's lack of pace in the second half of the season. He will be hoping for more. 4th place in the team's championship in League 2. Likes of Manor, Marscott, Leyland, Pacific being there. They will have tough opposition. They could be gone in for a better season next time around. To see them finally on the League 1 grid for season 6. That surely has to be the aim for team manager Ross McGregor. For Topher Smith, in charge of the Arrow squad, we're hoping for better luck in Season 5 for a title charge. Remember, Topher Smith was formerly the Super Aguri team manager that won the team's championship in Season 2. That was despite the fact that they only picked up 1 win all campaign. Linus O'Howell, team manager of Andretti, who've had a sensational season. The elite, hoping to survive first time around, but given all the established team managers in that league, including Chris Kavanagh, Topher Smith, myself of course, and a number of others that know the league very well, they know how it works, they know what it takes to remain there, it's going to be very hard for them to survive and score points on a regular basis. 3 laps to go here in Macau, and it's Bamber. He's able to sustain his 2-second lead over Felix Rosenquist, on course for his first Macau Grand Prix win. He's just keeping his car out of the barriers. Record-breaking 18 race championship in Season 5, which could see a few records broken, a number of points possibly from a driver or team. The point system is expected to remain as it is. Top 10 scoring points, the same as Formula 1, with the pole position and fast lap points still applying. Some consolation for Chris Kavanagh after missing out on both the drivers and teams championships in League 1 this campaign. Macau Grand Prix win will be something to put in the cabinet for him and for Earl Bamber. We'll see. Felix Rosenquist just is waiting for an opportunity, but he's going to have to rely on a mistake from Bamber or a mechanical problem. is running in 15th position. He's stopped behind Jack Aiken, who will be excluded from the race for taking out Jake Dennis. Sebastian Buemi holds the fast up of the race. Oliver Rowland was not able on his pressure rubber, able to take it away from him. Coming towards the end of the penultimate lap of this. There's going to be two Swedish drivers on the podium. Marcus Ericsson won this race last year. Sebastian Buemi second for Lighthouse, and Daniel Cadea third for Arrows. So it's redemption for Chris Cavani after Sebastian Buemi got jumped by Marcus Ericsson at the start. This time it's Earl Bamber who's able to jump the Andretti of Linus Lundqvist off the line, took the lead and ran with it. We are now on the last lap of the race to cap off what's been a remarkable season in the Grand Prix Series. The championship continues to go from strength to strength. Harrison Chris able to add another trophy into his cabinet, a second place finish in his first attempt in this Grand Prix Series Macau Grand Prix event. So Hal in charge of Andretti will be happy that the season is over. Promotion sealed to League One. He'll have a decision to make on who his driver lineup is going to be. And here's your race leader, Earl Bamber, who, since got off to a brilliant start off the line before turn 1, has been untroubled from start to finish. And the Lighthouse, they continue their surge, continuing to put their name out there as one of the elite Grand Prix World Series teams in charge of Chris Cavani. Well, with Chris Cavani in charge. The team have been around since the beginning of Season 2, when 2 leagues had been formed, and they are showing why they belong in this championship. One more corner to go for Earl Bamber, and the checkered will be waiting for him. The second edition of the Grand Prix Series Macau Grand Prix has been won by Earl Bamber. He wins the Macau Grand Prix. Felix Rosenqvist second for Arrows, ahead of Linus Lundqvist. 2 Swedes on the podium. Alex Palou fourth, Robin Frines fifth, ahead of Ria Hirakawa, Stoff Van Dorn, Scott McLaughlin, Matt Campbell ninth, and Christopher Bell will be promoted to 10th as Tom Najiri's time penalty will be applied. Callum Ilott 11th, Rafael Melchillo will be 12th, and Antonio Giovinazzi will be in 13th position. Jack Aiken disqualified for taking out Jake Dennis on the second lap. It's been a solid race for Earl Bamber. The race has flown by, but it's over now. And they can look back on what's been a positive campaign. Can come back stronger for Season 5. Oliver only crosses over the line, and it's race over. Earl Bamber is the winner of the Grand Prix Series Macau Grand Prix. Felix Rosenqvist second, Linus Lundqvist in third place ahead of Alex Palou in fourth, Robin Frines in fifth for Sack Speed on his return, Ria Hirakawa sixth, Stoff Van Dorn seventh, Scott McLaughlin eighth for HRT, Matt Campbell is ninth, and Christopher Bell completes in the top 10, both HRTs inside the top 10 finishers. In 11th place, as we run down the rest of the classification, Callum Ilott is in P11, the League 2 Drivers' Champion, ahead of Rafael Marcello. Antonio Giovinazzi, Ritomo Miata, Joseph Newgarden was 15th, ahead of Sean Verne, Nick Cassidy, 17th, ahead of Tomic Najiri, who was 18th after his time penalty. Sebastian Buemi came into the pits at the end of lap 1 for repairs, is 19th, and Oliver Rowland was the last of the finishers. Matt Vieragunathan, Louis Foster, Nicholas Latifi, Scott Dixon, and Jake Dennis were all of those that did not finish. Jack Aiken disqualified for taking out Jake Dennis on the second lap. Pole position went to Linus Lundqvist, and the false lap going to Sebastian Buemi. The curtain comes down on Season 4, and the drivers and teams can head off into this break, preparing for the next campaign. A remarkable season. They've seen Sebastian Buemi and Prost win both the drivers and teams championships. In League 2, Callum Ilott and Carlin clinching the championships in that and sealing promotion to League One, along with Andretti and Prema, who'll be looking into the break with positive thoughts, hoping that they can take the fight to the likes of Prost, Leighton House and co. Well, that is all from me. Thank you so much for tuning in throughout this season. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm sure you have as well. And Season 5 won't be too far away. The drivers and teams can take a break, and the team managers can decide who their drivers are going to be, what their engines are going to be, what their tyre suppliers are going to be. And then once that is all in place, we'll be gearing up for the first round of the season in the Caribbean. I'll leave for Topher Smith to wrap up things here in Macau, and I'll speak to you soon for Season 5.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is that. Season 4 is in the history books, and Earl Bamber has emerged victorious in the Macau Grand Prix. Once he took the lead from Linus Lundqvist at the beginning, he never looked back and never looked like he was going to be challenged as he crossed the line to earn himself victory here today. A huge congratulations to Earl Bamber and to Chris Cavney, the team manager of the Leighton House team, becoming the second ever Macau Grand Prix winner within the Grand Prix World Series. Well, Season 4 has been absolutely spectacular. 21 different race winners across both leagues. It's been so competitive. It was more competitive than we ever thought it was going to be, and we cannot wait to get Season 5 underway. But until Season 5 gets underway, thank you so much for tuning in. It has been a pleasure to have your company throughout Season 4, and we look forward to having you back for next season. Until then, hope you all take care. My name is Topher Smith, and see you soon.